Joey, you had a question.
Yeah, this has always been great. I always kick myself when I can't make it because I've always learning something. And we've talked about this me coming new and wanting to go this route. So, with that being said, right now, what you were telling this person about what to go about, how to get their stuff, I could use that reverse for this question I'm going to bring up. Property is listed, or it's a business listed, Mexican food restaurant. The agent, it looks like it's a regular real estate agent.
Yeah.
They put it on the MLS, and they said go direct, right? So we went direct. I remember you saying, I think you're smiling because you already know. In my head, I'm like, that's a big no from what I've learned from Tanya's class.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing
okay,
confidential about that, is there?
no, right? So I'm like, oh, geez, this guy. And again, remember I talked about the demographic, this Hispanic clientele, and I don't know if they know, but I just said, okay, we went in there, we had food. Food's not that great. But we end up talking to the daughter, and we say, hey, we're here because we know you guys are looking to sell. Yeah, my dad. So we did all the dirt finding. Family came across, bought this 2 years ago. Um, Mom is having some health issues, and that's why they're selling. Posting in the numbers that the agent put, 40,000 sales a month. They're selling it for 140,000. Right? So we're like, wait, hold on. But without getting to the bigger Moreau, I was just like, dude, the numbers don't match. Whatever, let's go talk. We went and talked. My buddy, we talked to him. So now, irrelevant of the numbers, my buddy wants to help this family out. He wants to take over. And we're thinking of making sure the other agent get paid. I don't care about it from my side. My buddy, he'll take care of me, whatever, with free food or whatever it is. But we're looking at maybe doing a seller carry if he's open to that.
Yeah.
And now we were discussing it, how we would present it to him to say, hey, you get the one lump sum of 120 or whatever, 140 that you want, and then it's gone. This other way, we can keep floating you some money at an interest rate, and it'll have you cover your expenses for your medical, for your wife, whatever you need. That is feasible, correct?
Yeah, I mean, do you have an idea of what you think the business is actually worth? Because I mean, why would you want to pay 140 for a business that's only worth 80? If it's only worth 80. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any of the numbers, but I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I told my buddy, I said it's probably not worth it. The biggest thing would be probably the ABC license.
It's got a liquor license. All right.
Yes.
Beer wine or full?
We saw wine bottles up on the wall, and we saw like a draft keg and bottles of Corona and stuff like that, Heineken.
Okay.
It's bottles.
So beer, wine. So
I think it's a 47.
That sounds like a 21.
Okay, or maybe okay.
Anyhow, it doesn't matter. But I mean, so those are worth around 20 grand. Beer wine licenses are usually worth around 20 grand or so.
So getting the numbers has been difficult. We're trying to contact with the gentleman who's taking care of his wife, so he's not really there at the shop. The agent on the other said, just go direct, try to get it from them. She has nothing.
She's clueless. Like, she's useless.
Yeah. But my buddy likes the location because it's in Orange County, and he has great views of Grandeur, whatever. He already does taco truck. He's a taquero on the weekends, does catering for some high schools and stuff. So that's why he saw this, and he's like, dude, we should go look at it. I'm like, okay. I was going a different route, so wait till the business breaks down and then go lease out the spot, and you're not buying over something. But
you could do that too.
Okay, so I was correct in that thing. Okay. I can call the principal direct. I can call the owner direct, right? I mean, if the agent's if the agent's saying
that's what the instructions were, is go direct. So if the agent is basically said, hey, you deal with it, I mean, it's a piss poor job of representation, but I mean, so is throwing it in the MLS. So it is what it is, but I work your own deal with the seller. Go see what you can get in terms of financials, or even if all you can get is, hey, show me your register receipts for the month and add them up yourself. I mean,
Okay.
you can sit there with a laptop and a spreadsheet, plug things in, and you can
Okay.
figure it out, and then
All right.
make him a reasonable, just to turn it. Obviously, he wants out, so make him an offer based on what the business is worth and what the situation is. And I don't know where the 140 came from, but neither
Yeah.
do you. Seller could have thrown a dart at a balloon. I mean, and the agent, like I said, she's just useless. So yeah,
My
that's not
my
helpful.
guess is that number is probably tied to like the traditional margins in the restaurant industry. So you said they're doing 40K a month, correct?
That's what. Yeah.
Cool.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross. A month.
Good. Okay, gotcha. Um, yeah, but I'd have to double check what the traditional margin, like profit margins are in the restaurant industry, but that doesn't sound necessarily unreasonable based on, I've worked in the industry for like 20 years. That's what I'm basing that off of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, if it's in Orange County, real estate and rents are pretty pricey there. So your rents may be a little higher than normal. I talked to somebody yesterday up in Northern California, and his business, his rent is like 35% of his monthly gross. It's obscene. It's so high. And it was like, wow. So I think that's one of the things you have to, with food costs and all that, you can take averages and you can come pretty close. But when it comes to some of the other things like rents and wages, yeah, I talked to a restaurant owner in Texas where they're paying their servers $2.50 an hour, because that's all Texas. I mean, Texas requires basically nothing because they make tips, and so they're paying them like $2.50 an hour plus tips. Well, here in California, and depending on what they just passed something where in fast food restaurants and all that, the minimum is now $20 an hour if it's franchise that's got, or if it's restaurant that's got more than 50 locations or something like that. I don't recall the exact thing, but you know, so depending on where you are in the country, your operating expenses can be substantially higher or substantially lower than other locations. But your food costs, I would say, are going to probably average pretty much. Be able to estimate those pretty well.
Okay. Thank you.